Okay, I'm going to walk across here to Cathy Kelly, best-selling author. She's sold over 2 million books around the world to date, but she's also a UNICEF ambassador. And Cathy, you're here tonight to talk about Syria, and we heard Syria mentioned in our previous debate. But Syria is marking 7 years since the conflict started there. 350,000 people have lost their lives in that conflict, and you're angry about our response to it. Why?
Well, I think one of the main problems is that people, I think, have lost interest in the Syrian war. On Thursday, we will begin the 8th year of the Syrian war. And we're all, for some reason, fascinated by the Second World War, and we think about what we would have done, how we could have stopped the Holocaust, the millions of people who were killed. And yet this horrendous war, very complex war, very difficult to solve, is going on in Syria. It has claimed so many lives. We really don't know the statistics. The focus at the moment is East Ghouta, a province which is, an area 15 kilometres away from Damascus, and it has been shelled relentlessly for 4.5 years. So it's been under siege for 4.5 years. They reckon that there are 400,000 people living there. So it's roughly, if you pick the number of people who live in Cork City, you multiply that by 4. That's the number of people who are living there. Most of them are now living in their basements.
And what do you have an issue with when it comes to response? Is it the Irish response that you have an issue with? The Irish people, the Irish government, what is it?
I think at this point we are looking for, we need money so that we can help these people, but we need access to the country to get in and help them. For example, last week a 46-truck convoy tried to get in to East Ghouta, and there were 5 UNICEF trucks, UN trucks and Syrian Red Cross trucks, and they didn't all get in, and the Syrian army removed some of the medical supplies from it. We, UNICEF, we are not saying what solution is to be reached. We are saying that a solution must be reached, money must be raised to help Syria rebuild itself, because the children are dying. That is the reality. Out of every 100 people who are injured by an explosive device, 17 of those are children.
And you visited one of the camps in Jordan, just over the border, a huge camp which accommodates many families and many children, of course, in your role as UNICEF ambassador. And you saw the conditions there firsthand.
Well, you know, the Syrian people, they're absolutely amazing. They're like ourselves, they're very educated people. And now we're in a situation where the children are not getting education. And a Syrian trip to Aleppo in January found this group of Leaving Cert students trying to teach themselves French. Only they had no idea how to pronounce French. These people are ready to take over their country, but there has to be a country there. They have to be alive to do it. Al-Zatari camp is absolutely massive. It's roughly 84,000 people at any one time. Half of them are children. You know, they are living the best they can, but they come with nothing. They have run with nothing in fear of their lives, but there are still 5.3 million children living back in Syria, and those 5.3 million children are at risk.
What's that you have in your hand?
This is, the proper name for it is an MUAC band, so it's a mid-upper arm circumference band. And basically, if you can look at it there, what it does is it measures the width of a child's arm up there. Now, any parent will look at this. So basically, if your child's, here's the little tag, if your child's arm is in green, so you can see the size of it, that's okay. If it hits yellow, we're severely in trouble. When it moves into red, so imagine any child, maybe imagine a 6-year-old, and that's their upper arm circumference. That's what we're talking about. A recent survey on East Ghouta has shown that 11.9% of children are severely malnourished. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about people who, the way we all were with the snow. We're all snowed in. We're going to fill the freezers with bread. They've no freezers. They've no bread. They've no water. They've no toilets. They have polio is developing. Children are getting measles and dying. There are diarrheal diseases that.
You mentioned there at the start, we all talk about the Second World War. We all wonder was that allowed to happen, Hitler's Germany at that time?
Yeah.
Do you think there's an element of I can't watch that. I can't see that. I just turn away when I see those pictures. Do you think that's what's happening now with many ordinary people when they see images of Syria?
I think there is a combination of that, and I think the longer a war goes on, the more people become immune to it. It's like, oh, that's Syria again, I'm not going to look at that. And I also think there is something strange in the sense, and you sometimes see it in other parts of the world, where it's an area that European people, where we have not gone on our holidays, so we don't get it. So we think these people are different to us.
So give me in a nutshell what you want Irish people to do about the Syrian problem.
Well, I think what we can do as Irish people, we are incredibly philanthropic. We can get onto www.unicef.ie and we can help donate money. We have so many issues, so many beautiful causes in our own country, but this is our defining moment, our World War II in our century, and it is absolutely
Is that really
frightening.
what you see when you see the Syrian situation?
Well, it is. It is the most complex war going on. I mean, UNICEF is going to be working it works in 190 countries around the world. This year it will probably be working in 51 emergency situations, countries that involve war. 1 in 4 children in the world is involved in a war scenario. But the Syrian war is, I think, the defining war of our generation, and it just keeps on happening because we're going, I can't look at it. We have to stop that.
Okay, Cathy Kelly, thank you very much indeed. Cathy Kelly, UNICEF ambassador.